Now previously we left our calculation at this level where we talked about the difference between an aggregated calculations and a row level calculations. Now what we had done was taken the product category, which was furniture, office supplies and technology, and had an aggregated field which was nothing but the profit ratio. We created a simple calculated field which was the sum of profit upon the sum of sales. Now, these were the values that we got for furniture, office supplies, and technology. Now, let's see what happens if you add, or if you wanted to add, the product subcategory along with the product category. You're simply going to drag the product subcategory onto the rows shelf. Now look what just happened. All of your values for your profit ratio changed, which is correct because now Tableau is breaking out, as we mentioned in our previous video where we took that submodule of 4 examples and 4 data points. Here Tableau is doing a similar thing where it is taking all the data points or the rows which are there in the bookcases and then aggregating it at the bookcases, which is at the product subcategory level, which is causing all the values to change. Let's look at that once again. So I'm going to take the product subcategory out again. There you see. And let's add that back again to see that difference. In order to have the values stay at the same level of detail, we have something called as a level of detail calculation. And let's quickly see how we can make the same values appear in a different way. Now what we're going to do is again create a calculated field. We could do the same way as we have been doing it earlier on, or what you could do is even in your measures section, if you go and right click, so let me just take the measures section a little up. In this blank space, if you just do a right click, you'll still get the option to create a calculated field. Coming back to our original task, so we are going to be creating a LOD calculation, and this would be your first LOD calculation. All that I'm going to do is again do the calculated field example 2, which was that one, but what we want to do is now have it fixed in a way at the product category level so that even if you add the product subcategory, the values don't change. Now how would be doing that in Tableau? There's a simple way. The syntax, as we mentioned in the previous video, is to have first of all your curly braces. That tells Tableau that you are going to be using a level of detail calculation. Then you type in the keyword, which is fixed in this scenario because we want the calculation to be fixed at the product category level. We type in product category, and then all you do is place your field that we had done before. Alright, it's giving me an error right now, so I just take this off and let's see what happened. Alright, the calculation is valid. So we have written our first LOD calculation with the keyword fixed. So now it's going to be only fixed at the product category level. Once you've saved your first LOD calculations, what we are going to now be doing is bringing that calculated field again into our view. As we can see here that we got our LOD calculation, but those values are a little different. Again, I'd like to mention that Tableau gives its formatting, so we're going to be doing a custom format, and there you go, our values match once again. But now let's see if it has worked truly. Last time what we did was take the product subcategory, so let's go and search for that product subcategory that's over here and put it out onto our rows shelf. There you go. You're now able to clearly see a difference. I'm gonna be just making sure that we are taking a look at both those examples. So previously the calculated field, which was calculating it at a level which was dependent on the view. When I say dependent on the view, which are the dimensions that are present in the row's shelf. But now look at with our LOD calculations, irrespective of the product subcategory, it's still giving me the number which is aggregated at the product category level and not the product subcategory level. So we see that the values 0.06 are the same for furniture, 0.02 which is for office supplies, and then for technology is 0.19. Let's take that once again to make sure that we've understood this concept. If I take away the product subcategory and see that the values will match, but now if I add the product subcategory, the values will change on our previous calculation, which was nothing but the calculated field example 2, which was the example of an aggregated calculation. And if we see, the calculation was sum of profit divided by sum of sales. And now in the LOD calculations, all that we have done is exactly tell it to say that, listen, Tableau calculation, we are gonna have you fixed at a particular level of detail, which is the product category. And beyond that, you're not gonna change your value. So that is a bit about level of detail calculations, and we have only covered the first one, which is the fixed level of detail calculations. We're going to be now taking a look at the other two types.